Hi, I'm Caitlin, and this is Book Chats. And today is the start of my Wrapped TBR project. A couple months ago, I was really binging a bunch of Sylvia from Wish Fulfillment's videos, and specifically, I was binging her unwrapping of her TBR playlist, which I will attach below. And basically, I got the idea in my head to do a similar thing. So what Sylvia did is she takes all of her unread books and she wraps them in wrapping paper, and then she used that to kind of motivate her to read them, and it's kind of like unwrapping a gift to yourself. It's a little bit of a surprise, and it helps you to kind of read through your books more quickly instead of getting distracted by the other shiny new things. And so I decided that I would do the same thing. So 2 months later, I wrapped almost all of my unread books, and this is the result. This entire shelf is unread books. It's a little overwhelming, but I'm going to explain to you guys a little bit about what it is, and then I'm going to unwrap 4 books for you based on some feedback I got from Twitter. So, what does this wrapping paper mean? So you guys might know that I'm a mood reader, and so the idea of wrapping books initially seemed really scary to me. But what Sylvia did that I really loved is that she kind of classified her books in different categories, and then she wrapped different categories in different paper, so that one wrapping paper might mean her fantasy books, one wrapping paper might mean her contemporaries, one wrapping paper might mean the book she's most excited about. And so I thought that's a great idea. That's something I can get behind, because when I'm in a specific mood, I can choose the wrapping paper I want, but still have the mystery of what book it actually is. So I'm going to go through the wrapping paper on display here with you guys and tell you what it all is, and then I'm going to unwrap some books. All right, we're going to start right here at the far left. This wrapping paper is my nonfiction wrapping paper. So anything that is in this dark kind of blue with the pink and green flowers is nonfiction. The next wrapping paper after that is my watermelon wrapping paper, and my watermelon wrapping paper is a Christian book. So this is actually kind of a wild card category, and that it's a book that I ostensibly was able to categorize as Christian, but some of the Christian books I own are like romance novels, or they're just novels, and some of the Christian books that I own are like theological texts. And so anytime I pick one of these, I don't know if it's going to be like a romance novel, or if it's going to be like a nonfiction, like learning about your faith books. This birthday dog paper is my most anticipated book. So that's why I can say I'm pretty sure that this is Stranger Dreamer, because it's the right size and it's in most anticipated, and I know that I wrapped Stranger Dreamer in most anticipated. So, dogs with birthday hats, most anticipated books. These are the books I honestly had the most of. Thankfully, when I went and had to buy my second round of wrapping paper after I ran out the first time, I was able to get the exact same wrapping paper again, so all of these are in the same paper, and these are my contemporary novels. So they all have this lovely lipstick paper, which I love. This book and this next one in line as well mean the same thing. These books are either historical or they're sort of like a retelling type book. So they're either back in time or it's like a retelling of some kind. So I'm going to tell you what this bow means. There's 4 of them. These bows mean that I borrowed this book from someone. So I don't remember what it is, but I borrowed it from someone. So if someone who lent a book to me comes and is like, I need that back, I can just unwrap all 4 of them and then give them back their book. Surprise, surprise, the unicorn papers mean the same thing, which is that this is either a sci-fi or a fantasy novel. One of the two. These unicorns are holographic and they have birthday balloons. But these unicorns are pink and they have really nice paper. Like, it's thick and like just a really cool texture. So, unicorns equal sci-fi or fantasy. This paper is the books that I most recently purchased. So they're not separated out by category. What they are, they're just separated out by the fact that I purchased them within the last month. I purchased them after I wrapped half of these books. That's what all the different categories mean. That's what these different papers are and signify. Which one do I have the most of? Definitely contemporary. Mentioned on Twitter that I needed some help picking out the first books I was going to read. So I've given myself a goal this month of reading or getting rid of, or both, 4 books. I think I read a lot of books from the library as well, and I'm always agreeing to read things with friends. So I thought 4 was like a more reasonable goal, even though I read like 12 books in a month. So I told Twitter that I had 5 shelves and that there were at least 30 books on each shelf, and here's what I got. So D from Definitive D said she wanted shelf 3, book 4, so I'm counting from the top. 1, 2, 3. I don't think you can see this, so let me just...
Some of my footage got cut off, and I am really sad about it because it was actually the first 2 books I unwrapped, and I had a really big reaction to the very first book I unwrapped. Her first book, the very first book that I unwrapped for this project, is literally the most intimidating book on the shelf, and that is Carl Sagan's The Varieties of Scientific Experience. This was recommended to me by an agnostic friend like 4 years ago, and I said I would read it, and I still haven't. And so now I guess I'm actually going to read it, and I'm definitely going to finish it because I did tell this friend I would read it. And then the second book that I unwrapped ended up, I think it was Jane from Yes Miss Jane said to unwrap something green on like the fourth shelf, and it had some green in its paper because it's a historical book, and that is A Prayer for Owen Meany by John Irving. So spoiler, this is actually the first book that I have started, and I'm about 50 pages in, and I promised myself I would read through the first 100 pages before I made a decision, but there's a really high chance I'm going to DNF this book, so you guys get to hear that spoiler. And now I'm going to go back to the footage that actually was taken as I was unwrapping.
All right, so we're going to say that my sixth shelf is actually my fifth shelf because I miscounted last time. And she said book number 3. So you guys are all about the third book, apparently. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ah, it's a sci-fi fantasy. Okay, whew, less scary, hopefully. And it is one that I have wrapped relatively recently because it has my newer paper. I actually really like this paper, just like texture-wise. It's really nice. I don't know what it's made out of, but it feels super nice. It's hard for me to explain this to you guys. I have a terrible unwrapper, for the record. My family's gonna be shocked that I actually ripped paper twice already, because I'm that girl who like peels my paper really carefully because I don't want it to get ruined, and then I like will reuse wrapping paper. But you know what? I have plenty of these, and oh, this is a good one. Okay, so this is In the Afterlight by Alexandra Bracken. I have read the first 2 books in the series and I've never finished it, and I keep intending to finish it and I just haven't. So I'm actually really excited this on the list, but again, this is like 800 pages or something. I mean, let me actually check. But this is not a short book. 535 pages. So we're going to see how I do this month. It's funny because Sylvia actually, her suggestion was that I should just read the shortest book in every paper. And that's going to be what I do next. So it'll be good because after I read literally the most intimidating book on my shelf, a like 700-page mass market paperback, and a 535-page hardcover, and whatever is going to be after this, I will really want to just read the shortest books. I will just want to read the shortest ones. So, all right, one more I'm going to unwrap, and we're going to see how I do this month. But this was Tiffany's suggestion from Tiffany Jane 13. And she said shelf 3, book 7. So we're going to go back up to shelf 3. This is shelf 3. Can you see shelf 3? Yes. Okay. And what do we say? Shelf 3, book 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, another sci-fi fantasy. I'm really surprised I haven't had any contemporaries yet because there's so many of them. Obviously, this one is going to go right onto the shelf where this one came from. All these holes are just getting filled by other books. I do really love this paper with the holographic unicorns, I'm not gonna lie. Been watching too much Simply Nailogical, so now I'm obsessed with holo, but I don't have my nails painted right now because I don't really actually want to have yellow nails. I do really like the plain nail look, and so. Oh, I'm excited about this one! It is also kind of fat, but not as fat as the others. This is To Like the Lightning by Ada Palmer. I got this, and it's actually, I believe, signed. Yes. I got this last year at BEA, and then I never read it. And I would really like to. This is my TBR for July. Honestly, I think I'm going to pick up In the Afterlight first because it feels like the least intimidating. And then I'll probably do To Like the Lightning. And then it'll be just Game of Chicken, which of these I decide to go first. Maybe I'll go this one like the whole month long and just digest it slowly. I don't know. Anyway, if you've read any of these books, have any opinions on them, go ahead and let me know down below. And I will let you guys know next time I am unwrapping what I find. Thanks so much for watching and for going on this journey with me. I'll talk to you later. Bye.